All right, this is the Module 1 Challenge Program, and this is to help you understand the instructions. This video does not take the place of the instructions. The instructions are very well written, and they have been vetted by at least around 30,000 students. So the instructions are just fine, but this will maybe help you. We have on the left the bottom of the assignment instructions. We have the example, which shows the example runtime, the output, and on the right we have the starter code. So I want to explain the program and show you how you will go from the starter code to the end product. All right, so this program is written basically in two halves. So the first half of the program we will represent with a red rectangle and its corresponding starter code in red. Okay, and maybe an arrow will do. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's just use a line. Okay, connecting the two. So the first half of the program is a currency conversion calculator for 3 different countries, but we're just going to concentrate on one. We're going to concentrate on Mexico because we've started you out with data for Mexico, and then you can, once you know what to do for Mexico, you can replicate the other 2 countries that you see over on the left. You see Japan and France. You will be able to do two other countries of your choice. Now over on the right, I'm going to place a rectangle around this data because we give you 3 pieces of data. We give you enough data in order to figure out the currency conversions. We give you the budget, which is 6,500, how much you spent in pesos, and the exchange rate for US to Mexico, or Mexico to US is more accurate. Your job, right? Let's just draw a couple lines here. Nope, we don't want that. From the left to the right, peso spent is given, right? Original budget is given. Your job will be to form calculations to find how many US dollars are left over. So over on the right, dollars spent in Mexico, you will form an equation or expression to calculate the number of US dollars spent in Mexico. You know how many pesos you spent, but how many US dollars did you spend, right? And the second calculation you will have to form is to figure out how many US dollars do you have left over. Okay, and you have everything that you need to do that. Very easy calculation. Now the 2 calculations again, dollars spent in Mexico, dollars after Mexico, you will make those equations. You will create those expressions. Where will you place them? A good place to place them is right here. You can put your cursor here in this blank spot and make your 2 equations. Oh, no, back up. They can go there, but we actually have a place for them right here. There will be two equations, 2 expressions rather. And then you will need 4 print statements to print out. Okay, right there. So this printout that you see, these 4 lines here on the left, these 4 lines will be our print statements that will be let's go back to our print statements that will go right here. So you need to report out 2 equations. Those expressions should be made up of variables. You should not have to use any more hard-coded numbers. 2 expressions, 2 calculations, and then you report out for Mexico. That is the first half of the program. The second half of the program, let's switch colors. Let's go to green. The second half of the program will simulate 2 souvenir purchases. We give you starter code and we give you the expected output or something similar. All right, so for this one, you are simulating the purchase of, let's say, a cap or a hat for souvenir purchase number 1. There's 2 purchases. We will concentrate on the first purchase. We give you enough data here to figure out how many hats or caps you can buy. We give you the budget and we give you the cost of the item. Okay. And you will see corresponding from the output. Let's draw lines matching. All right. You will eventually report out these numbers. And you can see that. You can see the print statements, down below, down here. You can see the print statements where you will report out. Now you will make another 2 calculations. You have to put together an expression that will determine how many of those caps you can buy. We've initialized total items at 0, but you will need to write the mathematical expression, and you will need to figure out how much money you have left over. We've also initialized that variable at 0 for you. All right. Now let's move this up a little bit. And there are a couple places that you can place those. You will need to come up with the calculations for how many total items you can buy, how many caps you can buy, and how much money is left over. And the instructions give you requirements for we give it away. Okay, the instructions give away how to make your total items calculations, how to make your funds remaining calculations. You may place those calculations here in this blank space. You can put your cursor there, open that up, and create your total items calculation expression and your funds remaining calculation. Again, we literally give it away in the assignment instructions as to what operators you should be using to make both of those calculations. And then you can see that we are clearly just printing everything out. Keep in mind that you're making these expressions. All of your mathematical expressions or calculations should be made using variables. We've given you the hard-coded values that you need. You should be using variables for everything. Souvenir purchase number 2 is just more practice. We do throw in a small surprise for souvenir purchase number 2 is $29.99, the cost of the item. So you could pretend that's like a shirt, right? I think shirts these days are costing, t-shirts these days are, especially for souvenir, are costing about $29.99. So you have a budget of $500, and how many shirts can you buy at $29.99. You need to make 2 more calculations. Now, like I said, we do throw in a small surprise. You will clearly see that for souvenir purchase number 2, those are doubles, right? So you will see in the instructions a we're giving it away. We're telling you will need to cast, right, in one of your expressions so that you're showing decimals. I mean, we shouldn't have to tell you that, but the instructions are giving away so much, right? But you do have to read them. This overview will allow you to get through those instructions if you are having trouble understanding the instructions. If you need more help, you can reach out by email or make an appointment. Now, be specific with your question or your need, okay? Because we've already told you how the program works. You let me know what step you're stuck on, okay? Because you should be following those instructions step by step. If you're not doing yourself any favor, because the instructions are literally giving away all of the clues that you need in order to write the program. Okay, so follow those instructions. Be specific with your help request on what you need.